Everybody, today I have a really important video on charisma, and this is the 10 commandments of social charisma. And I'm gonna avoid always talking about tactics or lines or techniques because we want to talk about high level principles that then we can build our charisma and our archetype off of. And before we get into this, I just want to say I was really excited when I got a new mic in the mail. It didn't work, and so we're gonna have to keep doing the iPhone mic on these videos, so I apologize. But if you want to support me by liking and subscribing this video or participating in one of our courses on our website, go check it out, and that'll help me afford to purchase a mic so that the quality of these videos get better. So let's dive right in on the 10 commandments of social charisma. And first off, don't believe the lie that charisma is either born with or not. This is a lie. This is a limit. Charisma is a skill, and anybody can learn it. And then anybody can lose it too when it's not used. And charisma is unique to your own raw nature. So think of it like the filter that your soul and your raw personality can go through. And once you have this belief that charisma can be learned, then we can move on to the rest of the commandments so that you can begin to hone in on the archetype and put it through that filter of charisma, and then, attract the right people and social circle of your dreams. So the second commandment of social charisma is copy nobody. And this is an unshakable foundation. Once we get this in our mind that I am not copying anybody else. I have my own unique form of charisma. And when your charisma is modeled like the person acting the way you want to be treated, you have the ultimate North Star. I will say that one more time. When we model our charisma off of the person acting the way that we would like to be treated, we have the authentic North Star. We're just looking to be the best version of ourselves, and we're acting how we would want people to treat us. And that might sound a little familiar because if charisma, the definition being that you can influence people and that you can influence them towards their higher selves, then the person who is most famous for treat others as how you would like to be treated, Jesus Christ. A great example of maybe the ultimate example of charisma when you look at when he lived and how what he taught and what he embodied is still affecting our lives today. So, Jesus Christ, the charisma goat. So copy nobody and act how you would want other people to treat you. And this is really important because I was out at the bar the other day. It was for a Valentine's Day mixer. And I saw different types of charisma. Some that okay, that's cool, I want to emulate that. And other people that maybe I didn't like the way that they were acting. And the thing is, we don't know what's going on inside their minds. And how one person might be acting, if we try to emulate, that's not going to translate to every situation. So you're going to be on a shaky foundation if you're emulating somebody who has charisma that's based on their own strengths in a unique situation. And this is an evergreen strategy that will attract the people meant for you into your life when you're just looking to be who you want other people, how you want other people to treat you. And I notice in my life, I like it when people smile at me. I notice that not a lot of people like to smile unless they have to when you're walking past the front desk at your gym. But I like it when people smile at me. And so I smile much more now. And, I would like to smile all the time at people when they walk past me because that's how I like to be treated. And I know that I am just scratching the surface because as you'll see in the rest of these commandments, there's so much that we can apply to our charisma when we consider how we want other people to treat us. So third, and this is a core mental mindset foundation to social charisma, is no matter what, you will be okay. And this relieves all the pressure and stress. And if you believe this at your core, it's going to be okay. When you have an awkward interaction, when you need to exit a conversation and it just, you don't want the other person to feel bad, you just know it's going to be okay. It might be a little awkward, and that's okay. You got the shoulders to handle that situation. You're not a stranger to awkwardness or misspoken words. Everything's going to be okay. And a couple strategies I wrote down when you do feel awkward and you need to get into that state of it's going to be okay, is you can speak to the feelings that you're experiencing. And giving a voice to what you're feeling, it's going to allow it to pass easier. Another way to allow it to pass is take deep breaths. So practice that. Usually when we are in a nervous state, our breath is shallower. So if we want to go from nervous to calm, then we can take deep breaths and we can transmute nervous energy to calm energy. Other step is to dance. So if you go into a bar and you're feeling a little uptight, you can say in your mind, it's all going to be okay. I love who I am. You can use some of those incantations and then go straight to the dance floor, because when you're moving around and you're having fun and it's just going to put you into the moment, and along with the incantation that it's all going to be okay, your interactions and charisma will be able to blossom. So number 4, so we've been through three commandments. Number 4, care more about your character than your reputation. So in my world, I am all that exists, and because of that, I am all that matters. And it's the same for you. And if we're going to have the building blocks to a social charisma, that's the only world that matters. And in our world, what matters is our character. And to trade our character for reputation is giving away all of your power. Character is earned. It has to be earned by being honest and speaking with immaculate integrity. And then once we build up that character, that's more powerful than anything. So the next time you're tempted to fudge the truth, you want to change, you want to say something that goes against your values for a reputation, consider that is not you. That is an illusion. That you're only in your own world, and your opinion is the only one that matters, and you don't want to mess that up. And so everything that you speak and do must be with the utmost integrity and honesty, and build yourself into the most powerful version of yourself by valuing your character above all else. So number 5, and now we kind of get into, we went through the mindset on the first 4, and so number 5, we're going to start getting into the actual steps of social charisma. So one thing, the first one here is go first in humanizing the interaction. And one problem with social life is we're all kind of keeping score. You know, like this person they haven't smiled at me, so why would I do that? Or they didn't start the conversation, or they didn't give me anything. And this is going on in the back of our minds. Once I was aware of this from reading this book, Never Eat Alone, Keith Ferrazzi makes the point that we've got to drop this keeping score. If you're going to have the social life of your dreams and build this table that other people are going to come to, you're going to be the one who first humanizes the interaction. So what does that mean? This means going one more sentence. This is something that you can apply after this video. Is when you would have just said one sentence, like, did you find everything you need in the grocery store? Rather than just saying yes, you'd be like, yeah, that and much more. I only came for ketchup, and look at me coming home with cat food and diapers. And do that with everybody. So humanize the interaction, go the extra sentence. Another way to humanize the interaction is to proactively share your purpose. And there's people who say not to go too deep, and you have to, I'm going to get into leaving checkpoints for the other person to exit. But don't shy away from who you are and what makes you unique, because that's going to open the door to the other person to then share their purpose too, and if they want to. And when you share your purpose, that's enough on sharing your purpose. But one thing you can do is you can be vulnerable. If you feel like you're going through something, you can add that to the conversation, and that creates a human element to it. And so that is going first and humanizing your interactions. It's a great first step to start building better interactions with the people around you. So that's 5 of the 10 commandments of social charisma. Social charisma, that's hard. Say that 10 times fast. To number 6. And this is when someone is in your awareness, appreciate them. And the definition of appreciate is to recognize its worth. So when you have somebody in your awareness and you take the time to recognize their worth, the lowest hanging fruit for this, which I don't think we really do, is make an immediate, intimate connection with somebody. Just be present with them. And because so few people are doing it, it's going to be such a breath of fresh air to give somebody this gift of generosity, of appreciating them and acknowledging their worth. That is one of the deepest seated human needs. Think about this. How many times do you feel appreciated? And when you genuinely feel that from somebody else, how amazing is it? And some of the most charismatic people I've ever met in my whole life, I've boiled it down to this one thing right here: that they make you feel appreciated. it's the greatest gift of generosity that we can give. And someone I'm really up to, my family will know it, maybe some other people, his name's Cubby James. And I always loved talking to him, and I know everybody really loves this guy. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it, because I always wanted to be like him. But then when I was making this, I realized when he's talking to you, you're all that he's aware of. And that shows that shows that Cubby appreciates me and what I'm worth. And I think that might be the greatest, like I said, the greatest gift, but the greatest power that someone can have to make them charismatic. Moving on, number 7. You don't need to convince anyone of anything. For there to be a fertile ground for a social connection to take place, it just has to be invitation based. And so you can't force anyone to do it. You know, as you get better at this, maybe more people will accept the invitation. And even if nobody does, it's still an invitation. Nobody is forced to listen, to connect, to socialize. But when we have this attitude, it's so much more inviting, and we can have genuine connections with the people that were meant to connect with us. And if we don't have to convince anyone of anything, and we do all of this and the rest of the videos on my channel, the courses I provide on my website, you're going to have a table with a feast laid out on it. And you're going to make some amazing connections and have a great social circle. Before I move on, I just remember at Christmas, I heard my aunt and uncle talking about my grandparents, my grandma Wells, and one thing that they were talking about that it was a beautiful moment that they were sharing was how she always had a seat for one more person at the table. And that kind of abundance, that kind of generosity, it stayed with my aunt and uncle, and it's affected how they raise their kids. And everybody wants to be around my grandma. She's just embodies the spirit of invitation, and it's a take it or leave it thing too, where she's not bitter if they're not around. So let's move on. Number 8, interactions are for play. And this is a good one because it can feel so serious. And if we've done everything else up here, if we have this core belief, everything will be okay. I'm just being the best version of myself and how I would want them to treat me. Let's just have some. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be fun to socialize. And when you're in this positive state of confidence and certainty, you can then be non-literal with your language. And that makes banter, when with that energy that I can do no wrong and confidence, we can go to deeper levels of what we're saying, and we can play with the words. It's just an invitation, so we leave checkpoints in the conversation after we've proactively shared our purpose. We can let them engage if they want, and then if they do, we can go to deeper levels and be non-literal. And if anybody, this banter, this kind of flirtatious talk, I'd love for anyone who's watching who feels either good at it or has tools they use, maybe mindset. If anything's coming up for you, as I've spoken about avoiding literal speak and using your interactions as a form of play, please comment below this video. Okay, last two. Slow is safe. Think about the difference between predator and prey. The prey is all skittish. It's like the rodents. They're like that because they feel like always under threat. So they're darting around. And now the predator, he knows he doesn't have to worry about anybody. He can move slow through the world. And when people are around somebody who moves and speaks slow, they can feel safe. Like here's somebody who is cool under pressure. They can feel somebody like they can be themselves and mirror that, because people are mirrors. And that is why you speak and move slow. There's not much else to it. So, live in certainty and courage. If you have to, you can fake it until you make it. And it's a constant practice, but if you can just imagine what it would feel like to be not worried about a thing, have it all together, and your social interactions are going to be much more engaging and fun to play around with. So lastly, match your eyes and your body language to your speech. This creates congruence, and there's so much more than what we're saying. When people are reading body language too. Don't avert your eyes. So when we see somebody and we make eye contact, there's no reason to look away. I'm a safe person. Don't stare too long. There's probably a 1 or 2 second that you're going to look away. Don't stare. And it's not normal to look like out of the side of your eyes. Move your body, move your head, make eye contact. And with matching your body language to your words, fill your space. You definitely don't get into somebody else's space, but where you are, you can talk around and move because you're relaxed. And it's amazing what moving around and taking up space signals that you are relaxed, and it signals to the world you're relaxed, and then it has a positive feedback loop to you feeling more relaxed and comfortable in your own skin. So that is the 10 commandments of social charisma. I hope you can maybe start now taking those conversations one sentence further and apply the rest of these mindsets. I hope you took some notes. Thank you for watching this far. I really appreciate the support. This is video number 2, and I'm excited. I got a lot of ideas for the coming days, and I think this may be a daily thing. So please support the channel, like and subscribe, and you can get more information on my website down below. And we're coming out with some really effective templates and products so that you can attract your dream social circle and the life that you always imagined. Thanks for tuning in.